First day at a new school. Ugh. The dread was real. Why do my parents do this to me? It's like they enjoy watching me squirm. It's like they want me to be a social experiment gone wrong. Seriously, who does this?
Locker slams echoed through the hallways, a cacophony of chaos. Kids with backpacks twice their size shoved past Greg, barely noticing him.
I felt small, invisible, like a ghost wandering the halls. Just another face in the crowd, lost in a sea of strangers. I clutched my schedule, a lifeline in a sea of unfamiliar faces. It was my only guide. My reflection in the trophy case mocked me, reminding me of my awkwardness. My long hair, which I thought made me look cool, suddenly felt childish and out of place. And don't even get me started on the man boobs. Why me? Why now? I just wanted to blend in, to disappear into the background noise of high school life, to be invisible. Instead, I stuck out like a sore thumb, painfully obvious to everyone.
Greg finally found his homeroom, room 203, after what felt like an eternity. The door was open, and he could hear the low hum of chatter, a mix of excitement and nerves.
I took a deep breath and stepped inside, trying to steady my nerves, my heart pounding like a drum solo, each beat echoing in my ears. My eyes scanned the room, searching for an empty seat, a safe haven. In the back corner, I spotted one next to a girl with bright pink hair. Great, just great. Could this get any worse? Maybe if I sit here quietly, she won't notice me. Maybe I can just blend in.
Greg slunk into the seat, trying to make himself as small as possible, hoping to go unnoticed. He tried to blend in, to become part of the background, just another student in the crowd. The girl with pink hair glanced at Greg, her lip curled into a sly smile. It was the kind of smile that made you feel like she knew something you didn't.
Hey, you're new here, right?
I nodded, too afraid to speak. My heart was pounding and I could feel my palms getting sweaty.
I'm Luna. What's your name?
Greg hesitantly shook her hand, feeling a mix of anxiety and curiosity.
Greg, I managed to say, my voice barely above a whisper.
Luna was nothing like Greg expected. She had an aura of confidence that was both intimidating and intriguing. She was funny, smart, and surprisingly easy to talk to. Her stories were captivating, and her laughter was infectious. She even thought his long hair was cool, something no one had ever said to him before.
We spent the rest of homeroom gossiping about teachers and comparing notes on our favorite bands. It felt like I had known her for years. For the first time that day, I felt a flicker of hope. Maybe I could actually fit in here. Maybe this school year wouldn't be so bad after all. I started to see the school in a new light.
As the days turned into weeks, Luna and Greg became inseparable. They were like two peas in a pod. They ate lunch together, walked to class together, even did homework together. Well, Luna did most of the homework, and Greg provided moral support. It was a perfect balance. She introduced him to her friends, a quirky but welcoming group of misfits who embraced him as one of their own. They were a diverse bunch, each with their own unique quirks.
For the first time in my life, I felt like I belonged. It was a feeling I had longed for but never truly experienced. I was no longer the awkward, self-conscious kid in the corner. I was part of something bigger. I was Greg, Luna's friend, and for some reason that felt amazing. It was the start of something new and wonderful.
One Friday night, Luna invited Greg to a party at her friend's house. She was excited and hopeful that he would come. He was hesitant at first, unsure if he would fit in. Parties were way out of his comfort zone. He preferred quiet evenings with a book or a video game.
It'll be fun. Trust me. Everyone will be there and you'll have a great time.
So, against my better judgment, I agreed to go. I didn't want to disappoint Luna.
The party was louder and more chaotic than he imagined. The noise was overwhelming. Music blared from every speaker, making it hard to think. The air was thick with the smell of pizza and sweat, a mix that made him feel even more out of place. Teenagers danced, laughed, and talked way too loudly, their energy almost palpable.
I felt a familiar wave of panic wash over me. My heart raced and I wanted to leave. What was I doing here? I questioned my decision to come.
Luna, sensing his discomfort, grabbed his hand and pulled him through the crowd. She knew he needed a break. They found a relatively quiet spot on the back porch, away from the chaos. It was a relief. They talked for hours, about everything and nothing. It was the first time Greg felt truly connected to someone. As the night wore on, Greg felt a strange feeling bubbling up inside him. It was new and confusing. It was a mix of excitement, nervousness, and something else he couldn't quite place. He felt alive.
Then it happened. The moment that would change everything. Luna leaned in, her eyes locking with mine. Time seemed to slow down. Before I could even process what was happening, her lips met mine. The world stopped spinning. It was surreal. The music faded into the background, becoming a distant hum. All I could feel was the warmth of her lips and the rapid beat of my heart. It was a moment I would never forget.
The kiss lasted only a few seconds, but it felt like an eternity. When it was over, Luna pulled away, her cheeks flushed.
Sorry, I shouldn't have done that.
And with that, she disappeared back into the party, leaving Greg standing there, stunned and confused.
What just happened? Did Luna just kiss me? And more importantly, did I like it?
Greg's mind raced with questions. He'd never thought about kissing a girl before, let alone kissing his best friend. He felt a strange mix of emotions: confusion, excitement, fear, and a hint of something that felt a lot like disappointment.
That night, I lay awake in bed, replaying the kiss in my mind over and over again. The more I thought about it, the more confused I became. I always thought of myself as a normal guy. I liked girls, or at least I thought I did. But Luna's kiss had awakened something inside me, something I couldn't ignore.